Those songs take a long time, I have to say. That doesn't happen in a week. That happens in months, because you got to sit around and think of every possible, euphemism for losing things. Those kind of songs, they're gifts from the gods, and the thing. But they have to be very tightly constructed. And the only thing I'll say is you can't put the funniest thing at the beginning. It's got to be so far in that the song's almost done. If you front load a funny song, it's a disappointment from the end. The funniest part can't be, oh my God, I got this funny idea and it's right here at the beginning. It's got to be towards the end, because you got to build. Humor's all about taking him by surprise, and you get him in there and they think, it's amusing, and then you come up with this line. So
it's great. Okay, so your songs are often funny, and sometimes they're intimate or introspective. Let's say that word a minute. I don't know that I would say you use your songs overtly for activism, but I do know that you've written songs that have a message.
Yep.
Tell us how that functions for you, and play us a song that was driven by a passionate feeling about some issue.
Okay. I'm actually I'll do one that's more recent, that has remained a little frightening for me, because I think of myself as an entertainer. And I started out in the bars in New England, where your job is to entertain people, not to be, making your statement. And so I have that feeling. And this song, I wrote it in January 2017, around the time of the inauguration, when the world was getting very violent everywhere. And I was just feeling like my town, I didn't know everybody in it. I didn't know my neighbors very well. And Charlie had gone skiing, and I was feeling extremely vulnerable and wishing I had gotten to know my neighbor better. And I play this song around the country, but it worries me to be divisive as an entertainer. The entertainer part of me wants all of you to feel included in it. The artist in me wants to say something. And for me, this is a constant problem in my life, confusion for me, that I want everyone to feel like they're part of this room, and yet I want to be able to say something that might be divisive, and that's always been an issue. When I did songs about women's issues, I remember they stopped coming to see me. A guy in Dallas picked up a CD one day, and he said, I can't stop to see you then, because you went through your feminazi period. And I thought, I didn't even know I had the feminazi period, and that I'd lost a lot of people, because I thought I was just talking about, but I would do songs about women's body image issues when I was in my 30s, because it was such a big issue for me. I had anorexia myself, so I did an entire show about it. But I would do it, and I would watch some of the audience get uncomfortable, and I would lose my courage. And this is actually, I'm going to get back to that, but I wanted to say, my brother took me to see Eartha Kitt before she died in New York City. It was an amazing gift. And she was in her 80s, but she's wearing a bright pink lame dress, up to here with a slit. And what I learned from Eartha Kitt is you have to commit 100% to whatever you do when you're, as the performer part we were talking about, the difference in singing. And so, but that's like a life lesson for me. I have to continually learn to commit 100% and not to worry that I might be upsetting somebody, So this song, I wrote it out of a great sense of just needing to feel like I had a sense of community. Good job. Bill's on the job. Good job, Bill. Are we on? Good? Are we good, Bill? Okay. So I write this in January 2017 because when I've moved into the house that we live in Boston, the house next to us is empty. There's just 2 driveways between our houses. I mean, it's really close together. They can see what I'm doing in my living room. I can see what they're doing. But it's empty for the first year. I'm on the road, and I called Charlie one day, and he says, some people are looking at that house. Oh, yeah, they're both divorced. They've recently got together as a couple, and between them, they have 5 teenagers. And I say to him, that fence I was thinking about putting up between our driveways, I think now would be a really good time to do it. And I do. I put up a fence. So when these very nice people move in, there's a new fence there. It wasn't there when they looked at the house. They're renters. And now there's a fence there. I wonder who put it up. Must be the nice woman across the fence going, hi, I'm your neighbor. And so getting to know them became very difficult. And in January 2017, when they'd been there probably 6 to 8 months or maybe a year, and all of a sudden I'm really wishing I knew them. This song started in a different place. Eventually, I learned to start this song as the first line that it is, but it took me about 2 months of trying it on people and saying, how do I write this song. And I was sitting in a workshop of a woman named Sally Barris, who was an amazing songwriter, a great teacher. And she kept saying the same 3 things over and over again. So this is Sally's wisdom, not mine. Where am I? What do I want? How do I get there? Where am I? What do I want? How do I get there? And I'm in the back trying to edit my song. And the song just like laid out once I realized, where am I? What do I want? How do I get there? When the neighbors first moved in, I'm the one who built the fence. And I'm the kind who can hold out her hand if I know my line of defense. We are living in interesting times, and the sky falls every day. And I used to think my fence could make the world go away. But this morning, all I know is I want to fall down and cry. This morning, I don't need my fence. I need my neighbor on the other side. I've seen my neighbor with her children in the morning, driving them to school. And I've seen her play a game in the driveway. She knows how to set and bend a rule. And I don't know that much about her, but I dropped in and we talked at her store. And each time I come away wanting to know a little bit more. And this morning all I know is I want to fall down and cry. This morning I don't need my fence. I need my neighbor on the other side. And I'm not the first one to a protest, and I'm the last one with a sign. And I mostly want to be left in peace, to make my pretty designs. And I don't know from trade agreements, and I don't understand all I hear. But I wasn't certain when the neighbors moved in, and now I am glad they are here. And this morning all I know is I want to fall down and cry. This morning I